homework for the next week, or like the worksheet availability for the next week? So 29th July, you will have linear equation. Concept test. Okay, which will be like solving linear equation in two variable. And then 31st July, you have linear equation. Three 3.5 exercise based problems. This is worksheet. And 2nd August, you have pair of linear equation that has unique solution. This is also worksheet. Okay, so these are some of the modules which are available to you. So please take note of it. Okay, so are you done? Can we proceed? So the other day we were trying to talk about this. So I told that amino acids cannot be stored in body. Okay, so amine group from amino acid is removed in the form of ammonia by liver. Ammonia is toxic. So it is converted into urea by liver. Urea is the nitrogenous waste produced in humans. It is removed by excretory system. Okay, so we'll study about excretory system today, but yeah, you can take a note of this thing in an order. Okay, if you're done, you let me know. Okay, so yeah, you are done. So now we'll try to study about the excretory system. Okay, so the excretory system in human beings is made up of two kidneys which are there. Okay, and then you have a pipeline coming out of it, either of them, which we call it as ureter, which will take you to urinary bladder, and then from urinary bladder you have a pipeline which we call it as urethra, and the urethra has a opening which we call it as urethral orifice. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then you will have one which will be coming out from the kidney. We call it as renal vein. And the one which is getting into the kidney, we call it as renal artery. And this bean shaped structure is what we call it as kidney. So quickly take down this diagram. Over. Okay, so now we'll start with the thing. So now we'll try to understand what is happening here. Okay, your kidney is like almost like your filtering organ. So what will happen is this kidney is like kind of like a filtering organ. So the blood has to enter. The blood with urea enters. Where enters kidney. Okay, through what? Through renal artery. Okay, so what is happening here is the blood with urea is entering into this particular renal artery. So the blood will carry urea, but the blood is oxygenated. Oxygenated means what? It is filled with oxygen, but it is also having urea. So in this case, as far as kidney is concerned, we consider this as the impure blood because it is having urea. Okay, it is oxygenated, but it is carrying urea. Kidney is the filtering organ. Okay, and what is kidney is trying to do is kidney is trying to filter it into two groups. One is blood, and the other one is what we call it as urine. From blood, what has happened? Your blood is like kind of separated, is separated separately. So the kidney will separate these two things. No, both the kidneys are not in the same level of height. I will come to kidneys. I will try to talk about it. They will not be there. It will be there. I will explain. Wait for some time. So this blood will get out of kidney through renal vein. So blood will be coming out through the renal vein. What sort of blood it will be? It will be deoxygenated. But without urea. So it will be like not having urea in it. It will be deoxygenated. So it is trying to come out of this thing. It will be coming out through the renal vein. So this will be carrying the thing. So whatever has been like produced as urine will come out I'm sorry, there was a break. Now you are able to see. Poor connectivity. You guys are able to see? Okay. So what is happening is it comes out through the ureter, stored in the urinary bladder, and then expelled out through opening. Okay, so what will happen is, like, whatever is coming out here in the form in the urine will come here. It will come here through this particular pathway. It will be stored here, and then it will comes out through the urethral opening, which will be coming out as urine. Are we able to understand what is happening in the system? So the blood is coming inside, which is carrying the urea. Okay, and in the kidney, what is happening? The blood is separated with the urine. The urine will come out of this particular urinary bladder, ureter, and then it will be stored in the urinary bladder, and then it will be sent out of the body through the urethral orifice. Whatever blood has been purified and then, like, it is clean without urea, it will try to come out of the renal vein. Okay, are we able to understand? Is it clear? Yes. Okay. So now we'll try to understand this thing. We'll try to study about kidney. Kidney is the filtering organ. In our body. We have a pair of kidneys. It is located in abdominal cavity. Abdominal cavity means, like, near the stomach and all. That opening is called as abdominal cavity. The right kidney is slightly above and towards the median. The left kidney is slightly below and away from the median. Okay, so this is what is the meaning of it. So kidney is the filtering organ. Filtering organ, it filters what? It filters dash. What will it filter? It filters blood and removes what? It will filter blood and remove what? You will not say urine. Okay, you will say like it will remove urea. In the form of what? In the form of dash. Here you can say urine. Okay. Kidney is a filtering organ that filters blood and removes urea in the form of water. In the form of urine. It is located in the abdominal cavity. Yes, there is a small quantity of uric acid which will be produced in our body, but it is very, very minute. Someone wanted the slide, so I'm just showing it. Okay, so if this is done, we can like I'll show you the slide. Yeah, the slide you can just copy it quickly. Okay, so quickly you write it and then like you tell me. Okay. Tambi, please understand that, okay, you see what is the median in here. Median is basically, okay, let us see here. Okay, I have shared this thing last class. Wait a minute. The middle of the body is called as median. Okay, you see here, this is how your kidney is positioned. Okay, this middle part of the body is called as median. The right will be, you see here this diagram. The middle of the body is called as median. 1 minute, I think I made a mistake. Just a second. Just a second, just a second. I'm sorry. You just have to change this thing. The thing that you have to change here in the slide is the position of the right and left kidney. I told you wrongly. Okay, you please change this thing. These two things are wrong. You can change it to the left kidney is slightly above and the right kidney is slightly below. Okay, so basically I was considering the diagram from my point of view. So that is why there is a problem. Okay, whatever is put in the picture, I visualized it by looking at it in my front, my point. So I thought like my right is like kidney's right. I mean the diagram's right. That was a mistake. The left kidney is slightly above and the right kidney is slightly below. Even in this diagram, you see, no, you're able to see they have marked that this is the right kidney. It is like slightly below they have put it. And this one is the left kidney. The left kidney is slightly in the above position they have placed it. Please make the change alone. It is because of the liver. Okay. Have you changed it? All? Everyone? So please change this thing alone. Okay, good. Thank you. I'm sorry about it though, because I just got confused a bit. Okay, so now coming to the next part, you need to know that the kidney is made up of cells that are called as nephrons. Okay, nephrons are the filtering unit of kidney. So you will basically have nephrons. Nephrons are the filtering unit. The blood from the kidney is sent to the veins. So it will veins and then it will go to the heart. The blood will enter from the heart through the artery and then the blood is sent back to the veins. So this will collect it and then again take the blood to the what? It will take the blood to the heart again and then it will be constantly coming out. We will try to study what are the things that the kidney is filtering out. just give me some time. Now we are going to study about nephrons. We are going to study how the filtration happens and what are all are present in the urine. We'll try to study now. So we'll try to study what are the substances which are filtered. Nephrons are the filtering unit of kidney. Okay. So now what we are going to study is we are going to study about the nephrons, structure of nephron. The structure of nephron is like slightly complicated. So I will try to draw a very simple diagram for you. You please copy this thing. It in exams, if you are drawing this thing, it is not a problem. People will accept it. Okay, I think I'll just draw it smaller. Okay, so you can just copy this diagram. I have drawn it like very simple here, but that is not a problem. We call this as the Bowman's capsule. Okay, and then this is what we call it as glomerulus. This one we call it as proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, this one is called as Henle's loop. And this one is called as distal convoluted tubule. And this part is called as collecting duct. I think this is like kind of like a simple structure I have like drawn in different colors so that you will be able to understand. The moment I am trying to draw something convoluted, it means it is like kind of like connections are there, like in like a convoluted way. What is the meaning of convoluted way? Like how your brain and all is there. The same way it is like kind of convoluted. It is because of the person who found it, Henley's loop. Yes, they will try to see it using cadaver. So they are asking how did they find all these things. They will try to take a human person's kidney, dead person's kidney. They'll dissect it and then like they will try to see it. Okay, what are the branches above this thing? So this is nothing but venules, and this is like nothing but your arterioles. The blood is being brought, no, it is, what will happen is like in your body the blood renal artery enters. When the renal artery is entering, it will branch out very profusely. It will branch out. What are these branches are called as? These branches are called as arterioles. Okay, so these arterioles will be like kind of carrying the blood, and then like what it is trying to do is it is trying to bring in the blood. Actually it is also here, whatever you are seeing is also, it is not venules, this is also arterioles only. Okay, and after this arteriole only it will go to some capillaries, and from capillary it will go to venules, and from here they will join together to form the vein. Okay, so yeah, all mammals will have nephrons. Most of the organisms which are like having kidneys will be having nephrons. Okay, nephron is there, but nephrons are of different types are there. We'll talk about it later. But now, as of now, what your understanding is, you have something called as your nephron has two parts. Okay, the first one is called as the Malfunction capsule. The Malfunction capsule will comprise of glomerulus and your Bowman's capsule. And then the second part is what we call it as renal tubules. The renal tubules will have proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, and then you have distal convoluted tubule will be there. So this is what is the part of nephron. So what is the part of nephron? The part of nephron is there. So please understand, in one kidney you have close to 1 million nephrons are there. One small kidney will have 1 million nephrons. 1 million nephron means 10 lakh nephrons are present in one kidney. So you can imagine how small the size of nephron will be. It is like kind of like tubules. It will be like looking like a filter of tubes. Okay. So it will be like a complicated structure. Like let us see nephron structure. You see, this is the diagram that I have drawn. In a the complicated diagram that whatever I have like taught, like it is like the, here they have given it as tubule very simply, but you see this is how it will be looking like. So this is the Bowman's capsule, and then here you have a convoluted tubule. This is the loop of Henle, and from here you have the distal convoluted tubule, and then you have, this is the collecting duct. Okay, it's like kind of that way. We are not talking about ureter now, we are talking about kidney. Let us concentrate only on kidney. Okay, this is how it will look like. So now what are the things that you need to know is, you have like the nephron will have two parts, the Malfunction capsule and the renal tubules. You see this diagram, I am taking it again. This part is called as the Malfunction capsule. This part is called as the Malfunction capsule. Whatever part below that thing that you are seeing here, this is the tubules. Okay, so this proximal convoluted tubule, this Henle's loop, and then distal convoluted tubule till the collecting duct. This part is what we call it as the tubule part. So what is happening here is, your steps in urine formation, you should know. What will happen in that thing? You have three parts. The first step that you need to know is ultrafiltration. What is ultrafiltration? Blood is filtered and sent to what? Blood is filtered by who? By glomerulus, and sent to Bowman's capsule. The Bowman's capsule passes blood to PCT. Okay, so blood is filtered by the glomerulus and sent to where? It is sent to Bowman's capsule. And then from there, what is happening? The Bowman's capsule passes the blood to the PCT. So what is happening here is, you are able to see here, this is a kidney. So this is where the filtration is happening. This is where the glomerulus is like kind of like there. What is happening is, the blood is brought by the afferent arteriole. This afferent arteriole is bringing that particular thing. This is the glomerulus basically. We call it as glomerular capsule, Bowman's capsule. So from here, the blood is filtered and it is being sent. The urine part is kind of sent into the tubules here. Okay, and then like whatever blood is filtered and the blood without urea, it is being sent to this particular part. Okay, so that is what is happening. This part is what we call it as ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration is the first step. Okay, the second step is what we call it as selective absorption, selective reabsorption. What is selective reabsorption? The filtrate, we call that as a glomerular filtrate. The glomerular filtrate contains urea, uric acid, creatinine, hippuric acid, as waste. Where it will have this thing, used hormones, used drugs, okay, pigments as waste. It also contains glucose, amino acids, sodium, potassium, water, okay, uh, and minerals wanted by body. Okay, so in this process, the tubules selectively absorb reabsorb whatever is wanted by the body. So this is second thing that you need to know. What is the second process in this thing, in this case? The first step we have studied that it is ultrafiltration is the urine formation first step. The second step is what we call it as selective reabsorption. Selective reabsorption means selectively your body has, like your nephron is trying to take out things. What is happening is whenever this particular urine is formed, what will happen is it will have some waste along with some substances that you want. Okay, what are the substances that are you want are sent along with the urine first in the first case? Glucose is going, amino acids is going, sodium, potassium, water, minerals, all these things are like being sent out along with the waste. These are all the waste. What are the waste which are sent out? Urea, uric acid, creatinine, hippuric acid, used hormones, used drugs, and then like pigments are all sent out as waste. Whatever which is used in your body, those things are taken out. So along with the thing, whatever you want is also getting inside the glomerular filtrate. What is glomerular filtrate? Whatever is filtered by glomerulus is called as glomerular filtrate. That will contain all these things. Okay. From here, what is happening is you need to absorb. So what is this tubes are doing? These tubes are taking out things, whatever you want. So when the glomerular filtrate is passing through this particular the filtrate is like passing through this thing, while this is like coming, whatever you want is taken by the blood again. Okay, so that what is happening is here the urine is like kind of like getting prepared. So this glomerular filtrate, whatever is coming out is not exactly urine. Okay, so this glomerular filtrate is not exactly urine. So it is like having some parts which we want also and some parts which we don't want also. So those parts and all are like what is happening is like these parts are all coming as it is transferring, as it is passing through this Henle's loop and then like distal convoluted tubule, different substances are taken back. Who is responsible for taking it back? The proximal convoluted tubule, the Henle's loop, the distal convoluted tubule. All these structures are absorbing again, absorbing things that are you want. Okay, so please don't ask me what is creatinine, and hippuric acid and all. They are all waste generated by body. They are all different types of waste which are generated in your body. Okay, so this is like being secreted, and then like what is happening is like whatever is taken is absorbed. That is the second step. And the third step is called as tubular secretion. Some wastes that cannot be filtered are directly added into the renal tubules. This is called as tubular secretion. Okay, so someone is asking, sir, how will the wanted substance will be sent back to the nephrons? You see here, this is how the nephron is connected. You are able to understand that the nephron is in, the tubules are in close contact with the arteries and veins. You are able to see here. This is all arteries and veins. So it is all in close contact. So as it is absorbed, it will be sent back to the blood, all these areas. Okay. So this is what we call it as tubular secretion. So please understand, in a day, closely 180 liters of glomerular filtrate is generated. And 1.5 liters of urine is passed. Which means that is leaving us 178.5 liters is reabsorbed. In a single day, in any average human being, the total amount of glomerular filtrate is formed in the is 180 liters. And 1.5 liters of urine is what we pass every day. Approximately, we will pass 1.5 liters of urine. And please understand that approximately 178.5 liters of glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed. The process of reabsorption will take place by many methods. It depends on what substance is being transported. If there is sodium, potassium and all, it is taken because of sodium potassium pump, which is active transport. Okay, water will be like kind of moving through diffusion, and there is something called as a counter current mechanism which is there. So there are different kinds of mechanisms by which this absorption will take place. It will happen by diffusion, it will happen by active transport, it will happen by secondary active transport, it will also happen by a mechanism which is called as counter current movement. So like that, you have different methods of like reabsorption. Okay, so today we have like we'll study about this thing. So we'll just elaborate about it in the next class also. We'll talk more about kidney in the next class. And then next class will be the last class for life process. So we will just see what are the steps in urine formation. You have ultrafiltration, you have selective absorption, and then you have tubular secretion. Okay, so now I'll show you all the slides. My blood is entering here in this place. Blood is divided into blood part and then like urine part. The whatever is coming down is called as the glomerulus filtrate. This glomerulus filtrate is passing through these tubules, but the glomerulus filtrates has some things that we want. So those things are all like absorbed. Okay, and whatever is coming out to the collecting duct will be what? Will be considered as the urine. Are we able to understand? So let me start from first slide. First slide is talking about the activities for the next week, max activity for the next week. Second slide. Third slide. Fourth slide. Fifth slide. Sixth slide. Seventh slide. Eighth slide. Ninth slide. 10th slide. 11th slide. You want the first slide? So first slide I'm showing it again. Ninth slide. Okay, thank you very much, children. We'll continue in next class and then we'll finish off this subject next week. I mean this chapter next week. We have seen elaborately this chapter. Okay, thank you, sir. Sriram Murste.
So, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.